Hello, everyone. My name is Xander Zidell, and welcome to an elite, not elite, this is MRL. Wow, MRL Lights here at Auto Club Speedway, here for the start of a new season, a new mini season, as we continue to race on NASCAR Heat 5 until we can figure out our NASCAR ignition. In the booth, we have Patton and BS. BS, how you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well, happy and excited to be here. How are you both doing tonight?
Well, I'm always doing good. I think, I don't know if Patton's here. Um, he'll be with us, though, because you know how he is. Um, it's good. It's good to be racing.
I agree. I'm just happy to be here. I'm ready for an exciting race tonight. I expect a lot of close racing. I expect a good show tonight. I'm very excited.
As it should be. I do have a couple of questions for you though, BS. Even though you're not racing, you still have a lot of great insight. Uh, my question is, Auto Club is such a tough track. What do you think preset wise for tonight? Do you think the drivers should go tight or should they go loose, or what do you think they should do?
Auto Club is such a tight track. For me, that this question is a no-brainer. Preset 9 all the way. The Xfinity cars are so tight, and it is so easy to burn up that right front. I think as loose as you can is the best way to go, and you want to kind of try to arc it in there and take it as easy as possible on that right front. Try not to burn it up too much.
And that's a big thing, especially a track like Auto Club. It's so big and worn out at the surface that your right front will wear a lot, and you have to try and manage that. And I have another great question for you. Do you like running the middle line, or are you just a bottom guy?
I think the optimal line is the bottom. I don't think the middle is as fast, but at the same time, I don't think it's like impossible to run that line. But I do think the optimal line is as close to the bottom as you can get.
And that's actually a
Interesting.
really good question. If I could jump in here,
Go ahead.
so we actually had to kind of start things off. This is the first time that the lights guys, the Xfinity cars, have been to Auto Club. The Cup cars have been to Auto Club before. Cyber was the winner of that race, and Xander, I think he finished P2 if I recall. Um,
Yes, sir.
Definitely, I to kind of add on to what you were saying, I definitely think you want to be loose. This track, Chicagoland, both of these share a very common feature, and the Xfinity and the trucks actually run naturally tight on a preset. You want to be as loose as possible, and that's why I personally run a preset 9. That's just me personally. I run a preset 9, and then I still loosen it up because it's still too tight. um like, I don't know why, but like it goes to like a 26 in the left pressures, and that's just obscenely tight. And you can especially feel it in coming off of 4. You just wash up the track, and with 17 drivers here, mixed between both Monday and Sunday drivers, so some racing for points, some here for shots and goggles. That is going to be some tight racing. So BS kind of going and hinting at what you were saying there.
Now, even to add on to what you're saying with the loosening up the preset 9, even after you select preset 9, you do still have to loosen it up. And it took me, when I was testing here, it took me 3 stops to even put in a reasonable setup here. So, and that's as many stops as we're expecting to get tonight, if assuming people take care of their stuff, which is up in the air. But I'm expecting for optimal strategy, assuming we go green all the way, clean 3 stop race. I don't. I think that it's possible that some people will abuse their tires and then they'll end up having to go 4 for some reason. But I think for the people who manage their tires well, will be able to make it comfortably in 3 stops.
And Xander, what do you think? You're going to be the in-race reporter tonight. What's your expectation going into this race?
Is there really something to have an expectation about? I mean, this is Auto Club. Auto Club is such a tough racetrack, especially it can go either way. It could become that draft track where you have three, four, five wide even racing. So if it's that, it's going to be chaotic. If it doesn't, it just turns out to be a nice clean race. You'll see the field get spread out and it becomes more of a driver's track. I look for somewhere to be in the middle.
Oh well, of course you're starting on pole, so you don't have to worry about starting in the middle. Actually, so that is one of the probably the best things that you can actually have. I can assume that we can join. Um,
Yes, yeah, you can.
okay, awesome. Yes, you got your invites, correct?
Can I get an extra one to be sure?
For sure. In fact, you know what? I'll send you another just because you said please, which you didn't say. All right. Anyway,
Thank you.
so you're welcome. So with that, we are loading into Auto Club. Like I said, there's 75 laps. On paper, it's a very short race. Time-wise, though, it's about 50 or so minutes, and much like Michigan, which is what we saw yesterday, we're going to see a lot of a lot of just pack racing, so to speak, and that's much like in Michigan last night. The drivers going into the pit stops especially are going to really spread on out. You're going to see those that are going to go long. I'm looking at T-Birds specifically when I say that, that are going to try to maybe, because tires I feel like don't actually mean a whole lot. They don't wear as much as you would think. You can actually get away with running like an entire stint and then running another entire stint and still be fine without having to worry about blowing a tire. That's just one of the things that just shows that you can actually like push it to the limit here. But yeah, I mean, a bunch of different strategies can come of this, but it all depends on when and if a caution flies. Here, when we were here in the Cup Series, the last time around, it was actually the season opener at in Season 0. We actually had a good amount of green flag racing. We actually did not have a caution. That season, actually, we did not have a caution until race 3 of the season, so really surprising there. But Auto Club, definitely, we're going to have to see how things come out because of this. Of course, you have the GMI teammates there of Xander, Xander and Geo up there, and then you have Hunty, who actually by virtue of random draw takes that P3 spot because we have 2 brand new drivers that would have been here qualifying P3 and P4. That was Fireslayer as well as B Schultz. They did not show up, so that just gives Xander the benefit of just too few people he has to worry about. Going to the green flag here for the green and opening race of the MRL Sunday Lights. And actually an excellent start. The 61 did not get going at all. And actually the 44, that is Gio, his team owner right there, definitely off to a great start. Going below the apron there was a 78 of Liam. That's definitely not what you want to do because there's actually a little like light patch down there where if you hit it just right, you are spinning. But all the Monday drivers back here in the pack are definitely not. Oh my goodness! The 22 of Mayo just bombed a turn 3 right there. Moved the 78 of Liam up the track. That is definitely not expected. But yeah, the 74. The 74 is one of those drivers on Monday. The 93 of Loho as well. Definitely trying to make his way into the front of the pack. Oh my goodness! The 11. Hitting the 22 up the track as well. It is madness back here.
Yeah, there's a lot. And the 11 baseball kid gets loose off a turn 2 there. I've been watching the back of this pack for the first 2 or 3 laps here, and there's been some swerving around. Looks like people aren't very comfortable with their cars right this minute.
Well, meanwhile, you see the front pack right there. They're single file right now. Well, as I say that, looks like the 61's trying to pass the 7 right there, but they were single file for the longest time. And you can see a little bit of separation between that.
Yeah, draft proving to be a major factor here. Looks like they're all going to be working together and driving on the way from the second pack.
Yeah, and that is going to be a big thing. You can actually see that the 78 of Liam's doing pushing his hardest right now in order to get up there. The 22 is just not having any luck. That was last night's winner right there, and he is trying to move forward, But with them, the more they race, the harder it is for them to actually gain some ground. And essentially, BS, they're hurting themselves in the long run by doing that.
Yeah, you lose so much time by battling, and not only that, whoever's on the inside, they're going to be burning their right front more because they're turning into the corners so much harder. I think it makes so much difference in order to just be able to just arc it in going into the corner. And it's a lot better for your tires to do it that way too.
Oh, that's definitely one thing that we have to worry about. Like I said, is as we see right now, the 10 making a move on the 11, but that second pack has totally lost touch from that first pack right there. The 54 leading it, the 10 moving in front. VS, actually, how many cars is in that front pack? I count 8, or is that 7?
I think I'm counting 8, 7,
8.
yeah.
3, 4, yeah, that's 7.
1,
So
2,
that means
3,
UK
7.
is in P8. So he's doing his best right now to lead that second pack up there. But the more they battle, you can see the 11 now trying to dive below the bottom of the 10. And actually, he forced his way back up on the 22, who was not willing to give him that spot, but I'm sure the 22 is a little peeved from that, and they both actually charged the corner, so that's both going to hurt their times. A lot of aggressiveness on this opening stint of the race.
Yeah, and I think that's pretty common at a plate track right like this. You see
Plate
a whole
track.
bunch of cars around. Oh, you know what I meant. I mean, it drives like a plate track. Anyway, at draft tracks like these, you get such a run, and it's so easy. You just want to go and pass them, but when you get in front of them, it just feels like you just stop, and it's not. It turns out you weren't as fast as you thought you were when you were in the drafts, and I think the battling the way they are way back there, it's definitely hurting them.
Oh, one thing that you actually both were in the race last night at Michigan, and one thing I constantly was harping on was that you're only as fast as the person leading, which is when you draft essentially, like when you're in a big draft, when you hit that back bumper of Xander's leading right now. If the 44 can only go as fast as what the 18 is going, because eventually you're just going to be hitting the back bumper. So you need to have a good, fast front pack driver in order to kind of pave the way for everyone. And right now it looks like the 54 is doing that as he was able to get past the 61 who lost touch with that first pack and is doing his damnedest in order to get to that first pack right now. He's actually utilizing, kind of cutting the front stretch, kind of doing like a diamond and not running the wall. BS, actually, I was wondering, because I actually asked this from Xander's POV yesterday. What do you think about that? Do you run the wall? Do you prefer to run the wall, or do you like to cut the front stretch?
I think it depends on the draft. If I'm running by myself, I'm 100% cutting the front stretch, but if I'm in a pack, it just really depends on where I think the draft is and who I think is gonna help me the most. If I see someone on the outside I might run the wall for them, but otherwise if all things being equal, I want to cut it, but again, it just depends on who's up there. If I'm working with someone on top, then I run the top to give them draft.
Oh, okay, well, I see. Well, two of those, essentially the biggest points I was getting from that was the value of teamwork. And teamwork, especially Xander, if I'm going to actually ask you, I know you're leading right now, but you actually have your team owner right behind you. Now, I don't mean to open old wounds, but you two were not so happy with each other last night.
Yeah. Well, me and Gio, like we normally do, is we debrief after every race that we are in together. This is a GMI tradition that after the race happens, we all talk about what happened and kind of converse of some things that happened during the race, whether it's good or bad. And me and Gio were able to laugh it off. I told him that it was my bad and that I was a little frustrated, and I told him that my frustrations were probably what costed me and him a chance at a win. So he understood, and we made a big emphasis to work together tonight, as you can see. So that's why I like GMI. That's why I stay with GMI, is because Gio's such a great person and he understands a lot. So here we are now.
Well, there you go. The value of teamwork. Now, that being said, you're making it sound like you both like finished outside the top 10. You both finished fourth and fifth respectively. It was
Yes, and
still,
that was
yeah.
yeah, that was. Sorry to cut you off, but like that was another thing that we had talked about, and I had told him is, no matter what, look at the bright side. We both were still able to come out with great finishes to start off the year, so start off the season. So I was very happy about that.
Gio, of course, that was his actual Cup debut. Or sorry, let me rephrase that. He's making a full stint at the title, and this was his opening race. So he himself was trying to go for every point, much like you are. You know, like every track on here has a shot at the title. It's the first race of the season. Why not? Like a new guy, like Long Live the Sauce, like on Mondays he's driving there. But why not the brand new guy right there, Jordan Jauja? He's racing for points and he's running P4 right now. You know, why not them in the first race? You know, there's always a little bit of a competition out of the first race, and I definitely understand. But you're actually, in terms of the team standings for Saturday, fitting a nice P2. So we'll have to see how if that keeps on up as we're looking at the 93 of Loho. Something must have happened to him, but he is definitely far off the pace.
People are starting to get single file here. There's three pretty distinct packs. You've got the first pack of 6, and then you have this second pack of 5 here. You've got the 54, the 10, the 22, the 74, and the 11, all kind of in a line as BD is trying to go on the outside 22. Then Mighty falls back in line. And then you have a third pack. Let's see if I can find them.
That is the led by the one actually. That is Long Live the Sauce. He is a Monday driver, so that's why he's running that custom paint scheme. Then you have Wasted right behind him. That is actually RWI teammates. One racing for points, one not. So Ramsey Wallace Incorporated back in action after finishing P2 in the Monday team standings, looking to make a good run at the title this time around with a brand new. But yeah, that let me phrase that, third pack, and that 4 drivers led by Long Live the Sauce and then Wasted. Then behind that is the 61 of Keith and then Liam with the 4 of MH bringing out the rear. And we have 17 drivers in the field, so that is P16 for MH, with, unfortunately, Loho bringing up the caboose on this big train.
All quiet here so far. I'm sure that's making a lot of the guys up front happy. Everybody just running for points right now. I think they're probably just riding along and for a while until pit stops come up. Speaking of which, what lap are we on?
Nice transition there. We're on lap 16. We have about 5 laps. Well, at least my tank of fuel. 4 laps now until I come down pit road.
Well, one thing I'm also seeing, I know you were gearing up to say something right there, but you actually briefly said, talking for points, we have, out of the top 8, actually, sorry, pardon me, let me actually say that, the top 9 are all points earners right now. The nearest Monday driver is actually the 74 of BD. And actually, you can, in that second pack, there is actually a line transition. The 54 no longer wants to lead, so that's actually going to slow the second pack down a little, because now the 10 of Justin Shackett's going to be leading that second pack.
Well, what are you saying? 10 slower or something?
No, I was just saying that. No, but just changing leaders like that. You can only, like I said, you can only go as fast as the first car. So the 54, by just getting out of the way, slowed up that pack. So now the 10 leading that pack has double the amount, because they did lose a lot of time. We're going to be on board with them. What was just over a second distance is now 2 seconds distance between that first pack, and they still can't get organized in this second pack right here. Anyway, so yeah, go on, continue. I just wanted to make note of that.
Looks like the 7 and the, I can't see what the other car is, but it looks like 2 cars.
Yeah, the 21.
Yeah, it looks like they're kind of losing touch with this first pack just a little bit. That looks very far from my POV. I'm on board with the 7 right now.
Oh yeah. Looking from the front back cam of Jordan Jauja, that is P4 looking to P5 right there. Unfortunately, we see, oh my goodness, in that second pack, someone was kicking up some kind of serious dirt back there. Not sure who that was. I had to transition from that. But yeah, that 7 is in danger of losing that draft, as Xander was the only one to signal that
11
time.
and 74 pitting this time.
Oh, so that was the second pack. But in this front pack, by just the virtue of just running behind Xander here, who is paving the way, much like, as you would call it, a plate track, the leader is the one with the worst fuel mileage. So Xander's the one to hit pit road first. Now, that is a blessing and a curse. He's going to gain the time on the short run, but unfortunately, the long run will possibly favor the 15, the 41, and the 44. Because of that, you can see the 7 and the 20 was actually able to get back up into draft distance. As we see the 15 more signal to get on down pit road. The 15 and the 21 are still going to be out here for another lap.
And you were talking about the 21 making the long strategy work. How about the 15 as well?
Oh, Hunty, yeah, for sure. Oh, Jordan, no, that was super aggressive getting on the pit lane, and actually he'll make it work, though. Ooh, that was hyper aggressive there. The 54, same thing, 10 as well, trying to gain some kind of time on that first pack, and just the pit road entry is a great way of gaining some time.
Oh yeah, for sure. How aggressive you can be on pit road may determine where you come out on track. Every bit of time matters, especially at a track like this. You just never know when that extra time you gain by being able to be more aggressive might come in useful. It might win you a race. It might give you the extra points you need to win the championship.
For sure. It looks like the 22. Yep, there goes the last of the lap runners right there. The lead pack, the 15, the 21, and the 22 is actually able to make it work. As we're on board with Xander right here, you can see everyone that pit the lap after just flying on by. So like I said, that's the short run as opposed to the long run right now. That is what the Xander was called the undercut, pitting before everyone else, and what everyone else is doing is the overcut, pitting after. So we'll have to see who has the better strategy, and I don't think anyone sped this time around. So that's good.
That is very good. And Xander has a pretty good little gap on second place there. I was gonna mention it while I was on the subject. The 21 outbraked Hunty getting in the pit road, and there you see it coming off pit road. 21 ahead of 15, whereas before they pitted, 15 was out front.
Oh, but look at the time they lost by just pitting that one lap extra. The 7 definitely must have had either a slow in lap or out lap, because he was P5 and now he's P6. Hunty, the biggest loss out of this opening run, from P3 down to P5, which is, I mean, it's only 2 spots difference, but still, time-wise, on track position, that's a lot.
Yeah, 2 spots in a track where you're as spread out as you are after pit stops, that's a pretty big loss of time.
Actually, on board with that second pack. I think the 54 actually was trying to get below the 74, but I mean, I think right now they're just trying to close on in on the drivers that are kind of trickling off the lead pack here. We have Gator Mike. What's up? That's a fellow GTR teammate of Jacob. Was actually going board with Jacob right now. So that is the 7, brand new. Literally was added to the server 30 minutes before race start, and right now he's holding a very comfortable P6. So excellent job from GTR Jacob here. So first race with us and driving that number 7. So so far so good is what I'm trying to say. Actually, Xander, let's check in with you. It looks like you have a little bit of company.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let him run by. I'm gonna try and save a lap that I missed while pitting and being in the lead. It's currently lap 24. I like my car's way too loose. I need to tighten it up just a little bit, and I'll be on my merry way.
Well, one thing that I was talking about, and again, BS. Look at that, by just transitioning past. So like by Xander, by giving up the lead and getting out of the way, that enabled the 21 and 15 to latch onto his draft, and now what was a possible 2, maybe 3 car pack is now a 5 car pack yet again.
Trying to recreate that pack from the first run, and I think they'll be happy to see that, because they've got a second pack back there of if I can find them, They've got 4, 5, 6. Do they have 7 cars in that pack? No,
Well,
just 6.
they're about to have 7 when they catch the 7 right there.
Yeah, but so that 5-car pack up there out front, they'll be happy to be grouped up together to get some draft on their own, because they do not want to be facing a 7-car draft as as packs of 2 or 3.
Well, it
As I
looks
say
like
that, the one
yeah,
gets underneath the 11.
I was just saying that right there, and it looks like you can still see that despite that 6-car pack, they were single file. There is still a little bit of squabbling going on. The 22 below the 10 and the 1 below the 11. So that is going to lose them some time. And so I think the biggest... oh, the 74 spins! Oh, on the apron! Oh, no! What was... I don't know what happened there with Liam. But yeah, that is definitely not good for Liam right there, who also got involved with that. But yeah, that is not what you want to see. VPR trying to go for just for a win, because the only drivers racing for points tonight is Liam and MH, and they're both in the back of the pack. I just caught that that second pack has caught the 7, and they're 3 wide back here. They're bumping and banging. The 54 wants nothing of it. So he was trying to get on out of that pack, but he was thrown 3 wide in the process.
Honestly, my conclusion to that is I don't think they care about catching the leaders anymore. I think they're just looking for the positions they can see right in front of them.
Well, right, yeah, I mean, of course, we don't want to put words in their mouth, but definitely you're seeing a lot of squabbling. They're saying that the top 5 is out of reach right now, and they're just going for, I guess P6 is quote unquote the best of the rest. So I think maybe, yeah, that's what they are going for. But yeah, it's now a 5-car pack versus a 6-car pack. Maybe a 5-car pack, because that one is dangerously close to losing that lead draft, or that second car draft.
Yeah, that second pack, it looks like that's where all the action is right now. That one car is struggling to hang on. I think he will, though, unless he hits the wall here.
Well, will
He will not, so he's good.
All right, so good job from him. So his race is still alive for P6, and just for reference, this second pack is P6 all the way to P11. So that is the one, along with the sauce, P11. Let's actually go through the field right now. So the 21 and T-Bird, actually, we missed that. That was a change for the lead. Remember, the 21 and the 15 have the best tires out of everyone. I'm actually... BS, actually, I'm going to follow that 78 if you want to do go through the field.
Alright.
Go ahead.
Okay. So let's see where we're going to begin. Let's see if I can find 21. Alright, there we go. It's P1, T-Bird, P2, Hunty. You got P3 of Jordan Jaga. He's having a really good run here. P4 Geo, and P5 Xander. He's already told us he's back there trying to save a lot of fuel. Then we have P6 Mayo, P7 Justin Chackett, P8 Hunty, P9 Baseball Kid, P10 is GTR Jacob, and Long Live the Sauce in P11. Let's see if I can find 12 here.
Well, unfortunately, Loho is down pit lane, so we know our P17 from that. But after that, though, it looks like it is, I think that is the 92 of Wasted. So that's P12, Keith P13, BD P14, and then we have to go into Liam P16, and then P17 is Loho. So unfortunately, a bad night for VPR, but the race is still far from over. Xander, actually, let's turn it on over to you. What lap do we have?
We are currently, oh my goodness, we are lap 32 of obviously 75, so I have about 8 laps of fuel left on my fuel. Probably around 9 for the 21 and 15. So yeah.
Well, The 21, I do want to make mention from the 21 at T-Bird, had a career season last season and was in position to win his first cup race, but unfortunately came up one spot short last night. He's still looking to achieve that. However, he has one down here on Sunday Night Lights and is looking to follow a career season with another win as Gio gets wicked loose behind. Oh my goodness. Yes, who do you have your eyes on right now?
I'm watching the second pack, and it looks like they're trying to prove me wrong. They've gotten formed up here these past 2 laps. I haven't seen any squabbling. Their only trouble right now is getting by the lap car of Liam, but they're looking formed up, and they might be able to get somewhere if they keep this up.
Now, I don't want to make any predictions here, but it looks like the best overall leaders for that pack is actually either the 22, who is currently leading right now, or the 54. But I think the 54 doesn't want to lead. He was able to make up some headway, but I think he was burning too much fuel. And Xander, now correct me if I'm wrong here. Does the fuel numbers matter if we hit is there a chance of potentially if you burn too much fuel, you're going to be out and have to do an additional stop?
We have 41 to go now. I have 6 laps of fuel left. This looks like a clear-cut two-stopper still, but someone might be trying to save more fuel, so maybe they cut it to like a one, maybe just a two-stopper, but you take 2 tires and less fuel. I'm not really sure. I'm just gonna keep saving fuel, and then when I pit, I'll kind of figure all my strategy out.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll have to see from that because that just proves my point right there. The 54, the 10 got loose coming off a 2, and the 54 let him back in. That killed a lot of momentum that lead pack had. We're seeing an interesting development here, BS. It looks like the lap car of Liam, the 1 of Long Live the Sauce, and the 7 of GTR Jacob are battling, and they're in danger of actually losing that 4-car pack in front of them.
Yeah, they've been squabbling ever since Liam got back to that pack, and it's been costing them a lot of time. It looks like they're out of the range, actually. So I'm not.
Oof, that's gotta hurt. Of course, that is what Lights is all about, is to show patience and all that. But actually, as I say that, it looks like the 1 has actually had a great turn 3 right there, and just look at that speed he gains on the front stretch compared to the 7.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I think he did a fantastic job in turn 3 there. He's on the verge of regaining the draft again, and that kind of gives me a flashback to Michigan where I ended up losing the draft for a few laps, and I had to really drive it to get back into the draft. I think I finally did after a checkup, but I don't think he needed a mistake. He just drove it in there and made it stick.
Well, another thing I'm seeing right now is that 44 car is getting closer and closer to this second pack. Now, I can tell right now the 44 of Gio is saving. However, that 22 of Mayo and the 10 of Shackett is not. So they are pushing the ever-loving God out of each other. But meanwhile, the more that the 44 kind of lags back, that means the sooner that the 22 will be able to catch the draft. And meaning, as we see the 11 of Baseball Kid's going to be hitting the pits this time. Early stop, if you ask me. But I think that just shows that he's not saving. He's going gun-ho. So I guess that's kind of what I was talking about with the whole save strategy.
Yeah, it looks like it's a tight 3-car pack, and then it looks like Xander and Gio lagging back a little bit.
Yeah, that is going to be a big thing, especially if the 22, the 10, and the 54, should they pit early, that is essentially, we're seeing the 21, oh my goodness, everyone but the 15 of Hunty is going to be hitting pit road this time. So never mind, throw what I was about to say out the window, because I was about to say, should the 22 shortstop, he may be within distance of the draft of the 44. Oh my goodness, that was a hyper-aggressive pit lane. 3 wide coming into pit lane with the 21, the 41, the 18, and an excellent pit entry from the 22 to the 10. Everyone behind him was able to gain so much time. This race is far from over.
Anything can happen. You never know. We could end up having a, dare I say it, a late race yellow, and that would change absolutely everything.
Oh, I just can't believe that everyone hit pit road. Well, apart from the 15 who's still out on track. Basically, everyone in that front pack, as well as even the second pack, went out and pit. The
And
four is
Hunty's
down
going
away.
another lap.
He's going another lap. Oh my
I,
goodness!
I don't know if I agree with that though, because draft is so important here. But look, by these 2 extra laps out on track, he might end up out of the draft, and then the speed he would gain on the freshies won't really matter as much.
Just to show the difference in tires, there is the 11 of baseball kid who I think was way too conservative going into pit road. He will eventually, learn that there's a lot of time to be gained. The 11 of baseball kid, I'm trying to find him, was only able to gain 1 spot out of that. Even then, it's still being contested with the 1 of Long Live the Sauce. So he will eventually. He'll eventually say that, I have to be, without overstepping that bounds, you don't want a penalty, of course, going onto pit road harder and harder will earn you some time.
It absolutely will, and there's another thing you don't want to do either, wrecking on the pit road. Believe me, I've been there and I've done that more than once.
Well, I've been on that as well. For some reason, I cannot get on pit road to Chicago and to save my life. Hunty, I'm hearing, is on pit road right now and has a 16.5 stop.
Oof, that's ouch.
Well, Hunty, where is he? There he is. He's just now getting off pit lane, and we're going to see the 18 of Xander, the 21. Oh my goodness, he's going to lose so much time and position. He's going to be on with the second pack right now. Now, this is going to be great news for that 22 of Mayo and the 10 of Shackett, should they be able to get to him, because they can latch onto the back bumper of the 15 who has fresher tires and just rocket towards the front.
Yeah, that was a ton of time lost there. That looks like 3 seconds to me on eyeball, but that's all that 2 extra laps.
That's 2
His
extra
pit
laps
entry looks
and
good.
a slow stop as well. I mean, that's one thing we can't control, obviously. Like, we can't control our pit times, but I mean, we seen Jordan Jauja, who had a magnificent stop, but Xander was also side by side with Jordan, and he came out in front. So, Xander, what was your pit time?
It was a 15.7.
A lot better than the 16.5 is what I'm getting at. So,
yes,
yeah.
definitely better than that. I must, I hate my pit crew at times, but if I was Hunty, I would stop racing altogether. I would stop. I would get out of my car and I would DNF. No, I'm kidding. I'm just saying that's
Carl
like stop
Edwards.
racing.
I mean, he
Carl
could
Edwards.
just hit the barrels.
Yeah, he could
I
hit
mean,
the barrels.
He could get put into the barrels by a certain number 1 car last night. I still feel really bad about that.
Well, you know what? I
Long
don't know
Live
if
the
he...
Sauce is way out of the way tonight, so I think we're good.
Oh, that's unfortunate from that. But looks like the 11 of baseball kid has DNF from this race. Of course, this is not his point night. He was just here for giggles. But yeah, that is our first DNF. So that means everyone is up to the 16th, or up to 16th place. That's the lowest you can finish tonight. So we'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, this is still anyone's race right now.
Looks like 15's gotten back around to 22. He's gaining some time, but I don't know if this seems like the 22 and the guys behind him are struggling to keep up with the 15 on those fresher tires.
Well, and that is, well, keep in mind that's 2-lap difference in tires. But pivotally, though, the 22 is able to, at least still within touching distance of him, and that's going to be able to help the 22, the 10, the 54 get to the 44, get to the 41, and then eventually get to the 21. And I don't know if the 18 is still on the record. He's able to pull away from the 21 pretty handily, but it's definitely possible that what was going to be, like, at best... Oh no! The 44 spins! The 44 spins on the apron.
And he
That's what.
collected the 15 in that.
Oh no! But that's what I was talking about on lap 1. You do not want to get below the apron on turns 1 and 2. There is a slippery section where you can get away with it for maybe like 2 seconds. But after a while, oh my goodness. Oh, Hunty on Discord is gutted. He's not out of it. He's not spinning, but oh.
Absolute pain right now for the 15 and especially the 44.
Pain. Absolute pain.
But I'll tell you who's loving it right now is that 18 who's sitting there with a pretty comfortable gap on P2. Xander, how's the car this run?
Well, I tightened it up after I was super loose. I was wrecking loose off the corner, so I tightened it up. I was able to go up on my rights a little bit more, and so far I have not been loose, and car's been really fast. Saving was definitely a help as I was able to gain those 2 laps back that I lost, but I was very close to blowing a tire on the pit road, so just a little luck, but a little bit of skill, I guess, if you can say that.
What's that? I can never remember the percent, so it's like 15% luck, like 100% reason to remember the name, you know what I mean? So, okay, getting back on track though, the 21 and the 22, or let me rephrase that, the 22 has caught the 41, and the 41 has just been obliterated past by the 22, the 10, and the 54, and that puts him back up to P6. And now the 21, we are seeing a 6-car pack being formed as now the 21 is going for P2. He is on rails. He is looking to go back-to-back wins. And I don't know, like, this is a full-on pack forming right now. And Xander, could you enlighten us on what the gap is between you and the 22?
The gap is 2.7 seconds.
Well, we'll have to see if that pack of 6 is able to run you down.
I'll let you know in about 5 laps what the gap is.
All right, well, there we go. Actually, speaking of laps, could we have a lap update?
We're just past 50, so it's 50 now, and it's 26 laps to go. I personally have about 9 laps of fuel left, so I should be good to go on one more stop.
Now, okay, yes, we can talk about strategy now at this point. Do you think we're going to see some people gamble and take 2 tires?
I don't know. 9 laps from lap 50, that would be lap 59. I don't remember what my left sides were in testing, but my logic says 16 laps is a little bit too long on 2 tires. But if people can stretch it to like 13 to go, then maybe, but I still think it's too much of a stretch. I think 4 is the call here.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that right now. Currently, just checking in with everyone in the back right now. The 4 not having the best of races. That is the 4 of MH. He's actually next to be lapped right now. So I would assume that is P15 right now, because P16 would be Loho. So, and then through the rest
Speaking of Loho,
Speaking
of Loho, I just saw him come off a pit road, so with like 22 to go, I'm fairly confident he's going to have to pit one more time, although he did break up this front pack just a little bit. They're going to have to get reformed here.
Yeah, he melted himself into that pack, so a 6-car pack is now 7, and he has fresher tires, but, ooh, that is a lap car racing with the leaders. I mean, of course, there's nothing in the rules saying you can't, but it's just like one of those things that, as a person that's like 4th, 5th, 6th, you're just like, hey, what is this guy doing, you know? But
I've been there and I've done that as well.
Literally right there, Hunty on Discord saying, was just like, what are you doing? So we'll have to see how this is going to kind of break up this pack, because literally he is actually breaking up the pack a little bit. He is down low. Oh, actually, he's now, there we go, now letting everyone go. But again, there's nothing in the rules saying that you can't. It's just like time.
What are you doing?
Yeah. It's literally just like, what are you doing, you know? So we'll have to see how that goes. But the 93 can actually use that to his advantage, though. can actually use that to save some fuel, and his nearest competitor is actually a little bit up the road, actually a little bit. So he can use this pack to his advantage if he just remains patient.
I'm watching the gap from Xander to the second pack, and it looks like the gap has stayed the same, if not gotten a little bit bigger.
Oof. Well, actually, we can see that the battle for P2 is actually underway. The 10 of Justin Shackett diving down, um, going down low, and trying to take the lead. That's going to... Oh, you can just see, much like a plate track, the 22 is a very lonely rider up on that top side. Everyone diving down low from P2 to now P5 and maybe P6 and P7 right now.
Yeah, then that's just the power of the draft right there. You want to go where the draft is, and if there's no draft on the top up, you're just going straight to the back, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, unfortunately, these cars do not have the power to be able to draft by themselves. They need at least one other person to go along with it. But yeah, the 74, the 92, all these drivers still out on track. They're still racing right now, but they're very, very few and far between right now. The main bulk of this pack is actually right here in this second pack. And Xander, I can only assume, based on eyeballing it right now, we're looking at a 3-second gap.
Yeah, it's a little bit bigger than that actually. The gap is 3.8, so I've gained about a second on this pack. I know that they've been battling a little bit, but before they started battling, I actually had pulled away to about 3.3 gap. So obviously, with them still kind of jockeying for position, and I was able to also get by MH. He kind of helped me out a little bit with some drafts. So a lot of things play a factor into it, and yeah.
Well, definitely I want to ask, so then are you going to try to protect that lead by short stopping and then taking 4, or do you think you're going to try the overcut?
Well, I'm going to go as long as possible for my fuel. So I actually have 2 laps of fuel left. I actually have 1 now, so I'm going to come in this time, which very close on fuel. It's about 19 to go right now, so...
Ooh, still
yeah.
very close on fuel, BS. We may still have to play some fuel games here, as Xander, actually, in this front pack, is the only one to signal to go on down. Everyone else is going to be staying on out, meaning the 10 of Justin Shackett's going to get a lap led.
It sounds to me like that speed came out of price. He burned up a lot of fuel that run.
Yeah, actually, the 41 of Jordan Jalja, I don't think actually made pit road speed. That may just ruin his race right there, because I think he came in thinking this was elite with no black flags. That's got to suck for him.
Oh, that's just pain. He was running so well too. And are these guys signaling? Or are they getting? Okay, they're all signaling. Cool.
Apart from
Anyway.
Hunty is the only one that is not going to signal, but it is a wad right there because the 93 is still in this pack. He does not have to worry about it, but the 15, oh, that's going to lose some time right there because he's trying to avoid everyone behind him. And you can see right now as a 21, oh, he held on to it though, but that's going to lose him some track position from that.
I will say this, in my testing, I went, I think, 19 laps on fuel, and then there was one run where on 19 laps I was sputtering coming through 3 and 4, so it's possible saving might need to be done, but on the other hand, it's Xander. I don't think that's very much of a question. It's more of a question of how much time will he lose to do it.
Yes, and that's going to be the biggest thing here, especially if you can see that I don't think Hunty actually signaled to come on down this time, but he is actually catching the 93, and I mean, not to put an idea in his mind, but I mean, I would definitely, knowing that I have basically a 4-second gap, use a lap car to kind of just save the fuel, especially since you literally just pass your competition. They're right there, and you can literally see them. So, I mean, but then again, Xander's going to be like, you know what, I'm not going to do that. So, we'll have to see what Hunty's strategy is in this end game here, because I'm actually not sure.
If I have no idea either. I'm wondering if he's been going really long every single run, Do we think he has enough spare laps to maybe try a two-tire strategy?
I don't know. That's a lot of laps, as you said. I mean, shoot. I mean, with if we counted our laps correctly, it's what 15 to go.
16 to go. And by the way, the fuel situation for me, I'm 17 to go on fuel, so I should be good. If not, I do have a 6-second gap now.
Oh shoot, 6 seconds. Okay.
That is the power of getting into pit road really well. Xander probably one of the best at getting into pit road aggressively. Sometimes it burns him, but most of the time it just gains him time, and you can see a prime example of that here.
Oh yeah, for sure. And there goes Hunty going on the pit lane now. He unfortunately unless he does take 2 tires, he is going to be far from this second pack. And this second pack is currently comprised of the 22, who's now regaining P2, the 10 of Justin Shackett, the 21 of T-Bird, and the 54 of UK, Mo Cat. So that is actually the top 5. So Hunty, unfortunately, may have just signed his his race warrant here and kind of concealed his top 10 fate.
He just nailed his P7 finish in the coffin.
Yes, exactly. Actually, currently you can still get P6 actually because P7. Because remember, P7 was Jordan Jaja, and he actually
yes.
sped. As I see, 78 of Liam is doing what Liam usually does, and I'm seeing him kind of rubber band a little bit. But he's staying out of the way, so as I think the 44 is actually trying to avoid him actually because he doesn't quite know.
15 took 4.
He did take 4, so he'll be wicked fast, but he's gonna run out of laps.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that pit strategy, but if that's what he wants to do, then who's to stop him? But he is running in fact P6 right now.
Yes, so we'll have to see how this kind of shakes on out because, like I said, he is going to be catching this pack in a rate of knots, but should circumstances kind of prevent like that with what happened with him in the 44, like he was catching the leader, but unfortunately the 44 spun and the 15 was there. We'll have to see how this goes. Speaking of the 93 was actually able to catch the 4, and those two are actually duking it out right now. They're drafting. That is actually a fight for position right there, and I'm sure that's not what the 22 wants to see, as they are really quickly approaching these two.
Yeah, you never want to be a lead lap car. His 21 looks like he's looking for position on the 22. Yeah, you definitely do not want to see lap traffic in front of you with a whole bunch of cars behind you ready to pounce on you if you make one simple mistake. But it looks like most of that pack is going to go with a 22, and they're going to shuttle the 21 back to P5. And Hunty's gaining on this group. He might at least catch this pack and have a shot for second.
Well, maybe, yeah. I mean, what's actually, speaking of laps to go, Nathan in chat asking how many laps to go. Xander, could you enlighten us?
Just right there, it's 11 to go at the line. I have 13 laps of fuel, so I should be good.
Oh, yeah. So that means that like all these guys are just as good as we're seeing that they have caught the 93. So, oh my goodness, the 22! The 22 got caught up in the 93. They're spinning in the infield grass.
And the last thing the 18 wants to see is a caution right now.
There is no yellow.
But that was what NH5 does best. And since they're technically off the racing surface, they are not classified as a yellow. So that, oh my goodness, the 22, that is not what you want to see.
That sucks for him. He had another fantastic performance going, running P2, and then to be caught up in a mess with lap traffic, that just burns.
I did not see exactly what happened, but Hunty's joking, saying that he got sent to the barrels. So I would assume that maybe the 93 was just trying to get out of his way and just wasn't expecting him to get there so quickly.
Yeah, that's kind of what it looked like to me, and then once they make contact, it's on from there. You never know what the Heat 5 physics are going to give you. And Hunty up to P2, now he's leading that front pack.
Now that is just going to drag the 54 up into, a little bit of bumper to the back of the 15 from the 54. That's going to open up the door for the 10, who's going to go 3 wide coming off a 2. Well, the 54 actually looks like backed on out of it right there, so it's going to be side
Can
drafting.
you tell him to can you tell him to calm down back there, please? Thank you.
This is a battle. This is a battle for P2 right now. They're because they know, unfortunately, like they probably can't catch you. So right now, the highest that they can actually get is P2.
And every position is worth those precious 5 points. You never know if they can make a difference come season's end.
Shoot, that's what happened last. Oh no! The 15 dives it on in to the 10 of Justin Shackett, and so the 10 of Justin Shackett gets washed up the track. He didn't lose the draft here, pivotally, but that was a hyper aggressive move from the 15 right there.
Yeah, and that's another thing Auto Club's very good at. If you're close to someone near the end, you can probably expect a dive bomb at some point or another. So anyone kind of lagging back to give the 10 some draft.
I think so. So, like I said, the 10 is not out of it. Still a P5 for him right now. That just shows how spread on out. That just shows how spread out the pack is. But yeah, these guys are currently in the top 5. So, but yeah, that was a big move right there. But anyway, to kind of go through the rest of the field, like I said, the 22 who goes went and actually got collected in the 93 right there. It dropped back to P7. The one actually, long live the sauce, kind of running a race of his own right now in P6. He's not really seeing a whole lot of people after his incident and trying to regain it, but I don't think he will. So after that, though, we have the 7 of GTR Jacob and the 41 of Jordan Jauja. I do believe that is P8 and P9. And then after that, it looks like it's the P10 belongs to the 74 of BD Deadman, with P11 belonging to Geo.
It is. It's 5 to go.
5 to go. The final stop there for the 93. That is just. I'm sure he's looking just to end it right now. But yeah, it looks like these 4 are back in it right now, but they're going to have the lap down car of the 4 of MH for company. So that's just going to be an added some draft car right there, but also not saying he is, but just an obstacle that is going to be, used to either pick someone down low or down high, up high, sorry. We'll have to see how they use it. The 21 goes down low, a little bit of contact with him in the 54, and that puts the 21 up into P3. The 10 of Justin Shack is going to ride with his teammate down there. That puts Mo Power versus the Chaos Crew. The Chaos Crew down low, Mo Power up high, and the 4 still acting as a pick. The 54 cannot go down low yet.
You've got the 10 in range of the 15 now. Are we going to see a bit of a repel of the favor for the move that the 15 made earlier?
Well, we'll have to see if he gets to him. They are running out of laps, so it is almost it's do or die at this point. And right now, unless there is a late race yellow, which currently we're at caution free. I mean, the 18 of Xander has pulled away. He's the last one to be looking for a yellow. However, the 21, the 10, the 54 are all racing as if this is the last lap, and we're at 3 to go right now. So it's coming close. There we go. There's the move. The 21 goes down low to the 15. A little bit of contact between the 10 and the 54 behind him, and they're 2 by 2 right now. Teammates behind teammates right now.
Funny how this looks like a tandem racing on a plate track, giving me N15 vibes here for a hot second.
Oh, and the 4 actually is going to put his number with the, I guess, the 54 and the 15. He's going to draft with them. That's going to help them out through this long front stretch here. And this is 2 to go, correct, Xander?
Yes, sir.
You are racing to that white flag. I can tell you right now. So looks like the 21 is lost a little bit of ground, but they are definitely
Ooh,
looking
he
at.
got loose there.
Oh, he got wicked loose right there. Oh my goodness, I'm having to step away from that because you are in a wicked battle. The 74 lost a lot of time right there. That puts Geo up into the top 10. Um, but
Geo's
yeah,
14th.
oh, that's never mind then. So we'll have to find out who is actually P10 then. But this is the white flag. Xander, you are home free. Next flag will end it. The 15 going up high. Oh my goodness, that was a
That
late
was an
block with the
aggressive
54.
move.
The late block to his teammate at the 54. But that's going to open the door for the 10 of Justin Shack. He's going to go for the hole in the middle, or is he going to drive with the 54? And he will actually go with the 54 right now. The 15 side drafting up on top there. The 93 getting out of the way. The 21, what's he going to do? The 15 all by his lonesome up on top. The 10 dives it on down, but that's going to open up the door for the 21 should he go for it. The 15 goes below the 21, knocks him out of the way a little bit. The 10's going to block. There's no room anymore. And with that, the 18 far and beyond wins the 54 P2 and the 10 P3. Whew. Looks like the 21 P2, or sorry, P4, and then Hunty rounds out the top five. Ooh,
Actually,
and
the top five is myself, UK, Justin Shackett, Hunty, and T-Bird.
oh, so Hunty was able to get it. I'm sorry, I don't know why I was looking
Yeah.
at that wrong then. Who was P6 then?
Hold on, it's showing me my finished
Long
position
live the
now.
sauce or Mayo?
Long Live the Sauce was indeed 6th, Mayo 7th, P8 was Jordan, P9 is JTR, 10th is BD, 11th is Chit, 12th is Keith, 13th MH, 14th Geo, Loho, 15th, 16th Liam, and 17th Baseball Kid, and that is your finishing results.
Oh, there we go. We'll have to. By the way,
I
all right,
also
one
got the
second.
photos for you.
Hunty with the fastest lap with a 39.613.
Yes, very fast lap actually. I think if I'm looking at my laps correctly, well, he was the only one in the 6 bracket. Everyone else was in 7 or higher. So I can guarantee that came at the final stop um, when he was by himself for so long and was able to get the draft from so far back. So Xander's already here, so we only need Justin Shaka as well as UK, which is very easy. I feel like we've done this exact podium before. In fact, actually, this I think was season 0 Atlanta um, for the lights. So weird how things kind of circle on back.
I feel like we've had this podium before. Even that, well, after that, I think didn't we have it at Darlington? Well, no, because you Sandra like ran out of fuel.
Yeah, so it
I feel
wasn't
like we
Darlington.
had it before, but like after Atlanta, but before now. Was it
But yeah,
maybe? I don't know.
it's we'll have to go into I don't know who the statistician is for or the stats guy is for this league, but obviously he needs to keep up. So um, we
Yeah,
need
keep it
to
Patton.
yeah. So with
Yeah,
that,
well, I mean, there's so many podiums with Xander and Mo Power that we can't lose track. It's fine.
it's always Sunday lights too. Well, wasn't there like a phrase saying like death taxes and it was actually
11
the
and
11
54.
1 2.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, now he's the 18. So, good race, guys. We actually already had the 18 in this booth, so it was actually a good run all around. The opening race of the season is always the most important because it can make or break your season. Honestly, just having a good finish is a great way to start it, and often you guys did podiums all around UK, going back to back, and Justin Shack at a rebound from last night. So we'll start with you, actually, Justin. So I don't think I need to say it, but always allow for your voice. That's good.
Yep.
All right, cool. Um, so we have to go Ross Chastain. I wanted to say it was Jeb Burton. I'm just like, oh, wait a minute, he's not in this game. Um, so yeah, we have
What?
the the 10. Welcome back to another Lights podium. Um, we heartbreak last night, and you were running so well, but a rebound tonight. What are your feelings? Starting off the season on the proper note.
I mean, obviously for me, this is a rebound after last night, after, the stupidity of one driver. But what do you do other than here? Then you hold your head up high, you be the bigger person, you move on. No, I feel like I had a really good car. I feel like UK and I were working really well together, even though I, for some reason, recall UK and I always working well together when it comes to lights. We always just seem to find each other on the track. But I mean, I don't know what it was. We had six, seven, eight cars at one time, and we just couldn't run down Xander. So my teammates and I literally just got to the point where we were like, it's on from here. It's a battle between, DKK and more power right now. So it was just trying to get at least one of us into the top three. Um, but other than that, I mean, the beginning of the race was a little difficult with lag from one car. It kind of let the top pack kind of float away. So it was really just a gain from here. But overall, happy. Um, I feel like this was the top three from last season's opening lights race too. So I feel like I'm in a good position for the running in the championship. Hopefully this time around.
Well, you were actually in the running for last season as well. Just saying.
I know, but I want to be that much closer so that I can actually make things happen and not be just the car that finishes 50 something points behind in third place again.
Well, still third place in points is definitely something to hold your head up high with, especially with
I
a high level of talent. I mean, shoot, we have some of the best in the business coming in, and definitely showing that.
Who?
I don't know, definitely not the person that finished second. Um,
Nope.
but yeah, yeah, that's definitely something to hold your head up high with. An excellent run. It seemed that obviously, I mean, not to basically preach to the choir on this, but draft was very important. And you said that working with your teammate was the best, but it was teammate versus teammate there at the end. So, I mean, definitely getting the best out of that. So, very unfortunate from Hunty getting involved with the incident with the 44. But sometimes just how the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, no, we feel like we have a solid team this year to really compete with not only the cup and the lights championship, but we feel like we have a good set of group of guys to also compete with owners championship. But I mean, uh, uh, to be honest with you, at the end of the day, people just need to learn what hard racing and running tough with somebody is, and wrecking them completely out of the race. Because if somebody makes a move on you and slightly puts you in the wall and makes you lose the draft, I mean, at least you're not finishing dead last multiple laps down, being wrecked out of the race. So, people, too many people wear their feelings on their sleeve, and I'm one of those drivers where you love to hate me, you hate me, but yet my name still comes out of your mouth every week. So obviously, I'm doing something right because you continue to talk about me. But
Well, there we go. With that, making his statement known, he is here for the title. BS, do you have any thoughts for Shaq before we move on to UK?
Nope, I'm good, but I will say that was spicy.
Spice. All right. So with that, we move into the person that, well, actually moved his teammate out of the way. So that is, so we know what you'll do for a P2 there. So
Yeah.
UK, hell yeah. So draft obviously was the aim of the game. This race, and unfortunately, you got knocked out of the lead draft very early on. Actually, by starting so far back, you were able to, well, be involved in the melee that was the opening laps. What was your mindset like during that?
get out of there safely.
Oh, I mean, yeah, and you did eventually. It was
Eventually,
a
I
bit of
did.
squabbling here and there, but unfortunately, you were able to do it. Now, did you? It seemed to me that you did not want to be the leader of the pack. You wanted to be the follower. Is that true?
Yeah, it is. I like being behind somebody.
Was that for your strategy's sake, or was that just because you felt like you were faster that way?
Faster that way. I knew the 22 was probably faster than me and Hunty, but Hunty's Hunty and can't hold a line. And so I just let them go and I'll just push them.
Well, and sometimes that worked on out like that. So we have
And yeah,
a. Oh, sorry.
we
And then
couldn't we couldn't get ran down Xander, but if we could, I'd probably put 18 on the side of my car, not 54. I don't know how he does that.
well, still another podium to add to your collection in lights, your lights career, as well as back to back, starting both seasons off really well. And I mean, you're going to be racing on Tuesdays as well. Do you think you can go 3 for 3?
Uh, where are we?
There you
Uh, we'll see how it goes.
go. Good
I
talk.
I don't know if I will or not, but Dega's it's Talladega and anything can go. Last year I was lucky and got the win. We'll see if I can go 2 for 2.
There we go. BS, you have any final thoughts?
Nope, I think I'm good. I will say Dega is Dega and anything can happen. So have fun with that.
I'll do my best.
All right, and well, and then we move into the well, I guess the dominant car. I mean, that's just it seems like that towards that late run. We were hearing from you throughout the entirety of the race, but from every aspect here, like whether it was strategy or just pace, Xander, you made a statement today.
Oh, yeah, I try and do that every time though, so I guess it just comes with it.
Well, I'll tell you what, you won the mini season last time around in a very nail biter of a finish between yourself and Hunty. What are your expectations like going into this year or this season? I'd say that as well.
Um, well, it's tough to base expectations off of previous doings because you want to be harder on yourself. But I don't really have expectations when I come into racing. I feel like having a having an expectation is set up to, I wouldn't say fail, but you try and push yourself every time. You try and win every race. So it's the expectation is to win races, and if you're not winning races, top fives, and if you're not top five, top tens, and if you're not top 10, get there. So, trying to be the best finishes I can do in my own power is all I can do. But now that the race went very swimmingly well after I pitted a lap early because I led, and then I had to make the 2 laps up, and yada yada. It was a very fun race. In Auto Club, man, it can be challenging if you're not if you're not on the right end of the cautions or pit road. So, yeah, thanks to my guys back at GMI. Thankful for all of them. Obviously, I'm thankful for Geo. Thank you, Geo. Um, Thanks to all my guys that gave us some pretty average pit times for once. Thanks Monster. Thanks 7-Eleven. Thanks what's my other Gear Wrench. Thanks Gear Wrench Toyota. I hate Toyotas. Riley Herbst for being an outstanding driver. Because we all know how outstanding he is.
He's
Yeah,
as
just
fast as Xfinity Internet.
thank you. I was about to get to that. He's as fast as Xfinity Internet. Thank you for reminding me, Patton. So yeah, that was a great race. So I'm very happy to say that I'm really lucky to race with some great guys in this series. Especially big congrats to Justin and UK. I love the aggressiveness, Justin. I love the I don't care attitude. That's awesome. Keep doing it. And I was on the bad end of the stick one time as I accidentally moved you at Bristol. We're not going to talk about that race though. But you keep doing what you're doing, man. It does not matter what they think. You keep, and you're gonna win. You're gonna win races. Okay.
Oh, it's just funny because it's a battle between GMI and DKK right now.
Yeah, and it's all well from us. Well, for me at least. So,
Uh-huh.
keep doing what you're doing, man. And you cannot say anything to you. Can you just get off my rear end?
UK
Please.
just needs to stop finishing podiums. Like,
Exactly, I
give
agree.
somebody else a
It's
chance
easy
here,
enough.
buddy.
Yeah, give it. Listen, we gotta at least let Justin win a couple races over here. Okay.
Listen, you don't need to let me win. I'll drive my way up there.
I like that. I like that right there. That's a great comment right there. I love
You
that.
you well, UK just needs more power.
I'll
Okay,
tell you guys what. I'm just going to Brandon the field and turn 3, win race, and win.
go for it. Go
Why do you
for it.
think UK put Hunty on his team? He needs somebody that was fast.
Ooh,
And I moved him out of my way too.
Yeah, he
ooh.
was just like, move, get out of the way.
It's gonna be a fun meeting.
All right, with that, BS, do you have any final thoughts for any of our podium guys?
I just want to say congratulations to all of you on your podium finishes. You all deserved it. Congratulations, Xander, on your win.
Thank you.
Great show tonight, and we'll see you guys next week.
All
Maybe
right.
if you get top 3 again. Hopefully, you'll be racing regardless.
So with that, we have well, I guess the Auto Club races is far from done. We have another night that is the Monday Night Lights, and it's going to be a nail biter actually. We have some brand new drivers joining Monday night, and some returning ones as well. So we'll have to see how that kind of shakes on out. Nathan going to try to go 3 for 3 for titles, and especially if the race was just as good as tonight, we'll have to see how good it's going to be tomorrow. So with that, this has been your host, Private Pad, as well as BS 14 Cars joining me up in the booth, and our in-race reporter Xander, who also won UK Mopower Cat in P2, and Justin Shackett finishing P3. Excellent start to the season, U3. All points earners, might I add, finishing on the podium. Um, and we'll have to see how Monday turns out. Until then,
Let's go, Brandon.
there we go. We'll have to see how that turns on out, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night, everyone. Peace.